Welcome back, guys. If you've watched this far, I appreciate you for watching. In this video, we're going to be converting the photos we created in a previous video into actual videos using Runway ML. And this process is very seamless if you know what you're doing. Again, one of the key things that is important as a part of this process is your prompt, because your prompt dictates what your final result is going to look like. So you want to take the time and effort into fine-tuning the words that you include as a part of your prompt. Not only do you want to capture the subject of the photo, but you also want to add element, and you also want to add dynamic motion to your video, because otherwise you might create a video that seems static and doesn't have a lot of movement. So you want to capture not only the product, you want to capture what is going on in the environment of the product you're about to shoot, and also what kind of camera setting and what kind of lighting, what kind of angle, what kind of dynamic movement you want to include as a part of this video. So I'm going to be turning my camera around now to show you how I edit this, how I create this video using Midjourney, porting it into Runway ML, and then we're going to be turning it into actual video. So let's get into it. Just like any traditional campaign, one thing I like to include as a part of my process is mapping out a storyboard like this so that I can see everything I'm working on in one space. And what I also do is try to copy each individual prompt under each images so that it helps my video prompting process. All right, so the next step is to open Runway ML, which is the AI tool we're going to be using for our edits today. I do enjoy using this tool because there's just so many features you can use to bring different creative projects to life, be it social media, digital campaigns, or whatever you need to generate in terms of video. So the first thing we're going to do here is select the image we're going to be converting into video. And I think I'm going to start with the grapefruit, just in the same order that I have it mapped out in the storyboard. So once I select the image, I'm just going to wait for it to load. And in the meantime, I'm going to copy the prompts that I have on the storyboard. I'm going to copy it down here below. You would notice that I'm making changes to my prompt here. I'm going to show you why, because the first prompt I generated gave me a result that wasn't exactly what I wanted, but I had to tweak my prompt a little bit just to add specific details to be able to get the kind of motion and the exact movement and color that I wanted in my final video. So we're going to do a quick comparison between these two videos. As you can see, the first video lacked the color and motion that I am looking for, but I had to go in there, adjust my prompt, and I was able to get a good result. For this project, I'm happy with the second video. The color is right, and I think the motion fits right compared to this first one. Sometimes I have to tweak this multiple times, but I don't want to burn credit, so I think we're going to go with this second result. So I followed the exact same process to generate our videos for the coffee and cedarwood. And like I said before, this process sometimes takes multiple trials, so don't be afraid to go in there, change your prompt, and regenerate. Just be ready to spend some credits, because this process normally takes some credit. So this is what our final videos look like across the board. I'm pretty happy with what this video looked like. I think now it's time to start putting them together into a story. So as I was working on my final edit, I realized that I have three key images, which are the three ingredients of this fragrance. But I realized I was missing some lifestyle images. So I decided to create two additional images, which I'm going to be adding to this campaign. So here we have the three additional images that I decided to add as a part of this campaign. I was so focused on creating the visuals for the key ingredients that I totally missed out on the lifestyle images. So these are the three visuals. We have the model, we have the luxury car, and we have the product. I think this will just bring the images to life a lot more. So the process of creating the bottle was actually done using Midjourney, and this was an extensive process that I think if I need to add it as a part of this video, it's just gonna make it unnecessarily long. So I'm gonna create a separate extensive video where I show you exactly my process for generating a product reference like this using Midjourney. One of the most exciting things about this tool is that any brand, small business owner, or independent designer can actually train this tool in such a way that it understands your brand's language, your brand's visual, and it's able to generate references in a way that you can later tweak to fit the tone and mood of your business. So here is how our final videos look like. These are going to be a collection of videos that are going to be edited in CapCut later for our final videos. So I'm happy with the final result so far. It's not been organized in any particular order. I just put it on here just so I can show you what the final visuals look like for the video. I'm pretty happy with the dimension, with the colors, with the final result. So what we're going to do now is take these final images into CapCut, and then we're going to do the final visuals which we're going to use for the campaign. So the final editing stage of the video is something you can do on any video app really. I use CapCut, but you can use Adobe Premiere Pro, you can use InShot, you can use any editing software. It doesn't really matter. I love to use CapCut because it has a ton of sound library that I can get sound effects for my video and combine with some of the sounds that I have in my personal library. So what I've done here was just import all of the video files, adjust the speed, include transition, add sound effects, include all the elements that just helps bring this video to life. It will make this video a little bit too long if I have to add all the extensive processes of editing this video, but I'm just showing you this part just to demonstrate my editing process. But if you'd like to know extensively how I edit my videos, drop a comment under this video and I would create a separate video for that. But this is pretty straightforward, especially if you're familiar with basic video editing for social media. This shouldn't be difficult. There are just a few key things you need to keep in mind, especially if you're creating a video like this for a campaign or you're trying to create something that is different from social media, because the roles are slightly different from social media and what it takes to create a campaign. What you might also want to include as a part of your process is creating different versions with different audio and different sound effects, because this is something I've experienced while I'm editing. It always feels different versus when I come back to it, and sometimes I don't like my first edit or I prefer a second edit to the first one. So it's always helpful to have different versions that you can compare and watch over and over again. You can go back and edit and change your sound, but just for you to have an alternative. What I'm also going to do is include a script for a voiceover that I'm going to be using for this campaign. So I'm using 11 Labs to generate this voiceover. So I have the script written out here. So I'm just going to go ahead and generate speech. The reason why I want to add this to my campaign is because I want to bring it to life. I want to make it feel like an actual commercial or like an editorial that you would find on YouTube or find anywhere. Just for the sake of this project, for me to show you that you can actually use this tool to create a really outstanding video campaign that you can run for your business or your brand. The purpose of this video is to create a dense version just to show you what's possible. But if you'd like to see an extensive video on how I do some of these processes, please make sure you leave a comment in the video below. One other advantage of creating a storyboard is also that Storyboard helps you arrange your video files in such a way that your video tells a story. So you have to put it together first in a storyboard. It needs to make sense in the storyboard before you start importing your files into your final editing software like I did here. So that is pretty much it with my overall process. I think I'm happy with the overall results. Now it's time to preview the video.
A rush of seduction, power, and thrill, captured in a single scent. Polo Red by Ralph Lauren. Ignite your essence.
So these are just some creative ways that I use AI, not only for creating content for social media, but also developing campaign that you can run on Facebook, you can run on YouTube, you can run on social media. I think the traditional way of creating content is burning everyone out. Not only does it take so much energy, it also costs a lot of money. And I think we've been used to this process for a very long time, but there are new businesses today who don't have that kind of resources. I mean, I do have friends and family members who are starting businesses right now. And if you tell them to bring $10,000 or $15,000 for creating a campaign, they don't have that. And I think a tool like AI really just streamlines this process. I hope you found this video useful and helpful. If you did, please make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.